good morning. It's time to wake up Nigeria.
It's time to wake up, and it's 7 a.m. on a Wednesday. I am Yomi Owope.
And my name is Titilayo Oyinson. Remember, we're streaming live. It's tvcontinental.tv, and on Facebook, you can look us up on TVC Connect. Your comments need that hashtag, people.
Wake up Nigeria. Of course, it's a beautiful Wednesday morning, and you know how it is?
Yeah. Honestly, thanks for welcoming us into your homes once again this morning. It's time for your favorite breakfast show.
Yes, it is. And of course, on the show today, we aim to please you, and Beyonce is joining us this morning. We're glad to have him.
Yeah. He's looking so fly and so fresh.
And he's
so clean.
the lovely MM.
Yeah.
Hi, Yomi and Titi. Good morning.
Oh, they look so cute together today. As always, we have an amazing lineup for you.
Yes, we do. Now, family life expert Ayola Iwayemi will be joining us to take us through how to discover your child's potential.
Yeah, some of our kids are so talented, and we just haven't figured out the best way to harness that talent.
Yeah, and then Okbola, that's James of Jennifer's Diary, will be joining us for a chat.
Now me go give you kiki love.
Now your friend, now you go fit convince them. Say you want address, I be no want address.
MM and Bukumi Adeaga will be letting us know the do's and don'ts to adhere to when dressing for an interview.
And then later on, we will be having TV host and entertainer Derele Edun in the studio with us.
And if he gives us the chance to take our show back, we'll be having a serenade with the amazing Adayahi, who will be here.
But as always, our takeoff point is right here on the couch with our other family members.
Hello, guys.
Did you see that dress that Adayahi was wearing? Did you see
No, I did not.
In that video,
actually.
I was like,
I
want
didn't
that
see the
dress. I want that dress.
By the way, have you guys seen Titi's dress?
Yeah.
She has to stand up and turn around.
It's pretty colorful. I love it.
To see
We need to
Titi
see the
from,
dress.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like behind it's
What
much
is
better
it? So
than.
what is that supposed to
What's
mean?
Mike even saying?
I
don't understand.
I'm talking
Okay,
about
I'll
the
stand
dress.
up
I'm
and
talking about
face
the
front.
okay, and then turn back.
Really? I'm going to turn this way, though.
Yeah. Now do you see what I'm
Just
talking?
saying.
It's a beautiful dress. I love it.
Give me 5
Very well matched.
Yeah, thank you.
The patterns, the colors.
A big shout out to
Very well.
Exclamations by Tomi Rotimi. She hooked me up today.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, MM, it's been a few days. So
Yeah,
we want to
I
know
know,
how
right?
we are doing.
We are doing very well, as a matter of fact, thank you. But I'm noticing a few changes because the lower part of my abdomen feels heavy suddenly.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I can't bend as often as I
Please
would
don't
anymore.
bend.
Yeah, so sometimes when something falls, my husband feels it's deliberate. Like, you know, so I'm like, could you help me pick it up? And he's like, I'm like, you know, I can't, you know. So yeah, we're all adjusting to all the
Don't be doing
changes
any
generally.
bending in any way. There's
No
a
more bending
special.
for you.
I don't intend to
You know
actually.
how the ballerinas do the plie?
Okay.
You heard of that before?
No.
Yeah, but you
Just
just
that's
guys-
how. Just squat.
There's a skill to
Yeah,
it.
there's.
Yeah, so that's what I do now. I just, you know,
Please just-
bend, you know, with
yes.
ease.
So as a veteran, I can show you
No.
I would like you to show me,
really,
Yomi.
really.
So
Veteran
how
at
to-
what?
I would love
how to
that.
pick up
Veteran at what?
things.
What?
You said as a veteran at what?
As a veteran, at
Out
giving
of
birth.
picking.
You know, I was
Give
pretty. I was very optimistic when we discovered that I was pregnant because I think I was scared of the changes. And I was scared because I've heard stories of men who just dump their wives somewhere. Go to your mother's place. Don't come and burden us with your pregnancy drama.
Okay.
Just go somewhere. So I was a bit optimistic. I was a bit scared. But funny enough, I'm not having those morning sickness,
just one of the
those
blessed ones.
erratic changes.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
and
blessed.
yeah.
Really?
No,
If I start my own drama,
it's actually your husband that is blessed. But as always, our starting point of the show is to update you with the news, and Fade is on standby.
Well, good morning, Nigeria. I am Fadisha Lashutingwa. On the news this morning, a detachment of the Nigerian Army invaded the premises of the National Union of Journalists, the NUJ, Abia State Chapter in Umuahia, destroying properties and other electronic gadgets. Journalists on duty were also beaten up. Some of the journalists say they are shocked that the military could take this action without proper investigation. The army relaunched Operation Python Dance 2 in the southeast to deal with agitations, assassinations and kidnappings. The journalists want the military authorities to educate their personnel on their rules of engagement. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Army has expressed regrets over an alleged attack on some journalists by some persons suspected to be military personnel in Umuahia on Tuesday morning. The spokesman for the 14th Brigade Nigerian Army, or Hafia, Major Oyegoke Badamosi, said he was shocked to hear that military personnel invaded the secretariat of the NUJ and attacked journalists. Badamosi said he was shocked by the information and promised to look into the incident. And a 3-day curfew came into effect in Abia State some hours ago. The curfew started at 6 p.m. yesterday and will be in place until Thursday, beginning from 6 a.m. for the 3 days. The state governor, Okezie Ikpeazu, says the decision came after the skirmish which broke out between some groups in the state, especially the indigenous people of Biafra with men of the Nigerian Army. He also advised Abians to remain law-abiding and carry on their lawful business without fear. And the Rivers Police Command has arraigned the captured ritualist Ifeanyi Chukwu DK before a chief magistrate court in Port Harcourt on a 1-count charge of murder. The magistrate declined jurisdiction to hear the matter and ruled that the case be transferred to the DPP for legal advice. The magistrate also adjourned the case indefinitely while the suspect was ordered to be remanded in prison. The arraignment of the suspect is coming 24 hours after he was paraded before newsmen following his capture in Plateau State. The Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo yesterday paid a visit to his Nigerian counterpart Muhammadu Buhari at the presidential villa, Abuja, and after a lengthy meeting behind closed doors, the visiting president expressed his delight to State House correspondents on seeing President Buhari in good health. Akufo-Addo disclosed that they had a fruitful discussion on issues affecting the West African sub-region and the continent at large. And that's the news. Back to you.
It's time now for sports, and Super Mike is right here to give us the update.
Yes.
A number of people are smiling in the studio this morning, from everybody, DOPs, directors, and all that. Champions League has resumed.
Champions League
Are
is
you
back.
kidding me?
It's
and
back.
Messi is demonstrating that he doesn't need Neymar
He does. I'm telling
to
you.
deliver.
So I need to hide my remote control. That's what you guys are telling me. I need
Of course,
to hide it.
the biggest talking point has to be Chelsea's 6-0 whooping of Karabag, and of course Barcelona trumping Juventus 3-0 like
Amazing.
a revenge. You know, so it was a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Wonderful night. All right, welcome. This is Sports Update. I am Mike Messikenor. And it appears Diego Costa will get his desired move away from Chelsea after the Blues and the Spanish club Atletico Madrid are closer to agreeing a £54 million move for the player. Costa has refused to return to London to train with the Chelsea reserves as he waits on the January move to Atletico. The English champions registered Costa for the Premier League despite being unlikely to play. But all three parties appear to be closing on a deal that will suit everyone and could be agreed by this week. And the Football Association of England has upheld Sadio Mane's 3-game ban after his red card in Liverpool's 5-0 defeat to Manchester City. Mane was shown a straight red card by referee on Moss after his high boot caught City goalkeeper Ederson in the face towards the end of the first half on Saturday. Liverpool appealed the length of the ban rather than the dismissal itself under what is known as excessive punishment, with the claim that the 3 matches is too harsh. But an FA statement says Mane's ban remains in place after his claim of excessive punishment was rejected following an independent regulatory commission hearing. And then, of course, the South African Football Association, SAFA, has agreed to the replay of the 2018 World Cup qualifying tie against Senegal on ethical and moral grounds. The World Football Governing Body, FIFA, ordered the replay after it banned the referee for the original game, Joseph Lamptey, for manipulating the match. SAFA had been considering an appeal but now says it agrees with FIFA. South Africa defeated Senegal 2-1 in the original tie. The Bafana are now bottom of Group D with a single point from 3 matches and now trail the third-place Senegal by 4 points. FIFA will decide on the 14th of September on the exact date for the replay, which will take place in the international window in November, 1 month before the 2018 World Cup draw. And then, of course, Ibadan Club Shooting Stars could still play in the Nigerian Professional Football League next season, but that will depend on the report of the match between Wiki Tourists of Bauchi and Gombe United. The League Management Committee, LMC, had announced on Saturday that Shooting Stars had to join Remo Stars, Gombe and ABS as teams relegated from the NPFL. The Ibadan side lost their last league match 2-0 to Niger Tornadoes and were due to be relegated with Wiki leading Gombe 1-0. But the match was abandoned due to crowd trouble. The LMC has now made a turnaround, saying it will await the match report to make a decision on which team will join the already relegated teams. With fans of the Oluyole Warriors waiting apprehensively for the LMC's decision, former coach of the club, Godfrey Yesu, is disappointed. And that's it on Sports Update. At the moment, it's the beautiful looking Titi in this dress. I love this dress. And Yomi. Oh,
you really
I don't know
like
why you stop using the words "the bomb" and "the dynamite."
I will tell you why. I had to.
Why?
I have to find something else. I had to.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Mike. And we're going straight to the newspaper headlines this morning. Starting with this day, Abia government imposes curfew on Aba after soldiers' IPOB clash. 2 feared dead, others injured in Rivers in another fracas. NUJ Secretariat journalists attacked Army apologizes. A couple of other writers there on the cover of this day. And then Justice Auta explains why judiciary did not disqualify Buhari in 2015. And then finally, Kachiku, Nigeria will oppose oil output cuts. That's on the cover of this day this morning.
All right, and on the cover of The Punch, military IPOB clashes. Abia declares curfew. Ohaneze demands withdrawal of soldiers. 1 dies as troops, Kanu supporters clash. And Senate Southeast Caucus cautions the military. We also have the story of the Igbonla school students that were, abducted at that point. 2 of the rescued pupils haven't resumed school yet. You can read up about that on page 4. And 3 passengers detained for disrupting an Air Peace flight. Now that's one that I would love to read up on. What do we have on the cover of The Guardian?
And then on The Guardian this morning, we've got many feared killed as soldiers lay siege to Nnamdi Kanu's home. Eyewitnesses allege 15 died. And then trucks burnt in IPOB army clash. And a couple of other riders there still on the cover of The Guardian. And then Buhari commissions $150 million feed mill in Kaduna State. And Discos blame government for rejection of allocated electricity. And then finally, shareholders worried about future of Owando. All that on the cover of The Guardian.
On the cover of The Nation, it says 760.17 billion naira refund NLC to name indicted governors, as Labour laments 5% payment to consultants. We also have EFCC traces Abuja posh assets to Jonathan's wife. You can read up more about that on page 6. Also, Minister AGF hail jams 5 billion naira revenue. You can read up about that on page 3 of The Nation.
All right, and then finally from me, we have the Daily Sun, 2019. Senator hits APC governors, says they want Buhari to run for selfish reasons. And then finally, soldiers IPOB clash worsens. Curfew declared in Aba as troops surround Kanu's hometown. And then finally, army to punish invading soldiers on NUJ Secretariat. That's on the cover of the Daily Sun.
On the Vanguard, we have Operation Python Dance 2. Abia government slams 3-day curfew. Soldiers apologize for invading NUJ office. Kanu's home not under siege, say the army. We also have Labour threatens to shut down oil power sectors nationwide on Friday. That's one I would love to read up on. And INEC continue Melaye's recall process on Monday. Yes, that's it for the newspaper headlines for now. And the headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
All right, so Mike is already on standby with the lovely Ihoma for aerobics. Let's get to them now.
All right, you know how it is. I'm here with my favorite instructor, Ihoma. It's great to have you this morning.
Thank you.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back.
Okay, where were you all this while? A number of people missed you. You have to tell us where you were.
It's summer. It was summer, so I was out for summer.
Wow.
Somewhere.
AKA she was flexing. Okay, so what are we doing this morning?
So this morning I'm going to do some back exercises because... Remember I told you the last time about warming up, stretching to prevent injuries? So I kind of had an injury.
Wow.
Yeah, like a back. I strained my back. Wow. I was trying to do like a pull something. Wow. So, so I've been taking like anti-inflammatories and things like that, but I also do like back stretches to help like get my back, you know, back to
how it was.
Yes, and I think a lot of people go through that, whether it's like, you know, after exercising you get injured or post-pregnancy. A lot of women, you know, get back pain from like carrying that weight.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do. To, yeah.
This is definitely one workout you can relate to it. Ihoma, take it away.
Thank you. All right, so let's start by getting on fours. I'm going to kind of like face this way so you can see my form. Okay. So we'll start with what I call camel to cap, right? You're going to tuck in your stomach and you're going to be here for like 15 seconds. Try to get your shoulders away from your ear. So long neck. And then we're going to try this. This is called like the camel back. So while doing this, you're supposed to feel that stretch up here. And then back again. Use your core. Make sure all here is nice and tight. Back up. 15 seconds here. Okay. The next thing you can try to do for your back as well would be just extending your leg out. Make sure your toe is pointing to the earth, not too high, just right here. And then your opposite arm stretched out this way. And you stay here for 15 seconds again. Stay right here. Back down. Other leg. Again, not too high, not too low, just right here. Point your toes down. Extend your arms. And you stay 50 seconds. Okay. Now take one leg again, bring it up, and you pulse this way. And this helps for your back right here. You can count for like 12 of this. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Bring it down, other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I'm gonna lie here, don't have a mat with me today. We're gonna try something else. So you get on your back. Get your 2 legs in like this to your chest. Depending on your flexibility, you can either bring it in or you can keep it here. So I can take it all the way in and you hold. Bring your legs down. Take one knee in. Make sure this leg stays flat. Don't bring it up, just keep it here. Other leg. And you stretch. Pull it in. And your legs down. Bring your knee back up this way. And we're gonna go to the side. 45-degree angle, yeah? And while doing this, make sure your back, don't take your whole body out, just keep your back here and just take your legs back this way. And you hold. And then you alternate, other side. And you hold. 15 seconds, thereabout. Back here, okay. So now, one more thing on the floor you can do is you lie on your back, on your stomach, I'm sorry. And then you stretch. Okay.
Okay, all right. So, what does that do? It helps you?
It helps with your back.
Okay.
If you have, like, if you have, some people have weak backs, like, you know, you can't really do much with your back. So this helps to strengthen your back muscles, and you do this like maybe like every other day. It's really effective. It's helped me a lot. So
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's great to have you back.
Thank you.
I hope we don't go for that long again.
No.
You shouldn't go for that long. Okay, that's all we have time for on aerobics. But remember, of course, that the hardest part is to get started. Do you really think so? Is the hardest part to get started with working out?
It's not getting started. It's staying consistent. Because you can go in today and just do it, and then not go in after a week.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's get to the kitchen and find out what's cooking with Chef Beyonce and MM.
Hi. Welcome, Beyonce. I haven't seen you this week. I mean...
Really? You've not seen me this week?
No, I haven't.
And you're looking beautiful.
Thank you. So what are you making for us this morning?
Yes, we're making...
Because I see rice.
You see rice, yeah?
Yeah.
We're not making anything. You just want to stare at it.
All right, let's keep staring.
So we're making T-bone steak and concussion rice.
T-bone steak and
My special concussion rice.
Okay, what's so special about your concussion rice?
It's not so special because I came up with it in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So
what consists of this special Beyonce's concussion rice?
So yes, here we have tomatoes, habanero, and onions with grated ginger. Okay. You could also substitute the grated ginger with ginger powder. We're using butter. We're using crushed chilies. Yeah, this is pepper.
Sorry, what do you call that again?
Crushed chilies.
Crushed chilies.
Crushed chilies. It's just Scotch bonnet that is cut into pieces and dried, you know.
Okay, when you say bonnet, you mean pepper, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, like tatache?
No, no, not tatache.
Oh, okay.
Yes, the pepper one is
Okay,
it's very hot.
Okay.
So this is pepper soup spice. This is curry. This is thyme. We have our olive oil here.
Okay.
This is rice. This rice has been parboiled.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, so to reduce the cooking time.
Okay.
And this is T-bone steak.
Why is it called T-bone? Why can't it just be called steak?
No, no, no. It's they cut it out from a particular steak. It's the entire part is called New York strip. Yeah. So this T-bone steak, you can see how it looks like a T.
Okay.
Yes, it's cut out from the New York strip. Oh. So yes.
Okay.
So it's a T-bone steak. We're going to be making pan-seared T-bone steak.
Pan-seared.
Yes.
Okay. What do you intend to do with the steak?
We've gone through pan-searing process over and over
again.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
true.
So,
well, but for the benefit of those who, you know, didn't watch a few episodes where you taught us how to make what pan-searing is, you could just, you know, enlighten us again.
Okay, so basically what we're going to be doing is with the pan, we're going to put our olive oil, we're going to put garlic in it, and we're going to put our steak. When it is sizzling hot, you know, we're going to put our steak on it. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be seasoned. Okay. Meanwhile, for steak, you could actually cook steak in two different ways. You could do the wet brining, you could do the dry rub. The wet brining is you making a salt solution, just salt and water, and putting it, immersing it for a long period of time. Then when you bring it out, you don't need to season it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you just cook it. While the dry rub is, you know, like you say, dry rub, you just put a little bit of olive oil, your seasoning, and just rub it and cook it. Oh. Yeah. So yes, we're going to pan-sear it, olive oil, garlic in it, and put it in the put it on the pan. So at some point in time, we're going to add the butter because we're going to be butter basting it. It's an interesting process to see.
It is interesting, and I can't wait for this whole process to begin. Yeah. So can we get to it?
Oh, okay. We could start
because I like rice. Rice is everyone's favorite food.
Well, it is. I won't say it's mine. I like a lot of bread.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But we all love rice. Everyone loves rice.
Maybe. So we're going to let this dry out because we're adding oil to it and we don't want it to splash. Oh, or we could just take a bit of our kitchen roll.
Okay, and dry it?
Yep, and dry it.
Yeah. Well, for those of us who's scared of fire and heat, you just wait for the fire to do its thing.
You know.
Or the heat to do its thing, right? So what are we doing now? What are we starting with?
Yeah, we're starting with the rice. This is special rice, the concussion rice. You know, I did not want to make normal rice, so yeah.
I grew up learning that when you say concussion rice, it's palm oil. You use palm oil for concussion rice. Not vegetable oil. You know, this is like the boti kind of concussion rice.
Well,
you know, the concussion rice I grew up knowing was palm oil with crayfish, plenty pepper.
Well, this is a different kind of concussion rice, you know. That is why it's a concussion. It's different. If you check the definition of concussion, it's bringing different ingredients together. So there is really no, this is my version, you know. You could also have your version. That's the beauty of cooking. You can be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Let me do this way. So we are, right now, the oil is hot and we are adding the tomatoes.
Yeah, and I saw you matching the potatoes earlier. Is that necessary? Must you do that?
Well, you do not need to mash the onions, and you could just pulse it in the blender. You know, I want it rough. Yes, I want it roughly chopped. You know. Okay. Yes, I want that effect on it. So this is the onions, tomatoes, and habanero going into it.
So you could also put it in a mortar.
Yes, you can.
Pound a little.
Yes, you can. So this is going to cook down. Usually, because we're cooking rice, we expect it to cook down. Now, at this junction...
okay, all right. So for those joining us, just tell us quickly.
Yeah.
Just give us, in a nutshell, what this whole process is about.
Okay. Right, this particular one, yes, what we're doing is we're trying to cook down everything in this pot.
So what do we have in here?
To look like a sauce, then we pour the rice in it. Okay. And we seal it up, just like I'm making jollof rice. Okay. You know, but we're not adding the rice from the scratch because we've parboiled the rice already. Parboiled the rice. So we just let this cook down a little. We're going to add our
curry, our thyme, and pepper soup spice.
All right. So while this is cooking up, we'll go on a quick break. And when we come back, we'll talk about how you can discover your child's potentials. Stay right here. It's the Wake Up Nigeria.